What up? What up?
What up, though?
Man, episode 94?
90. Yo, let's go.
Yeah, are we on 94?
94, man. Yep.
God damn
We're
it.
trucking along here, bro. We on it.
We almost at the 100, man. We got to make it a 100 special.
We going now.
We got to do something, man. Stop this bullshit.
We're going to be doing some wild shit here on the 100 special. I think, yeah, we got to plan a crazy celebration.
Yeah, we gotta plan it out. Get some people in here.
You also got to tell everybody you know, like any employers or anything like that, do not listen or watch.
It's gonna be like, listen, we went to episode 99 and then we just skipped to 101.
Yeah, just go to 101. Anybody that loves you, just tell them to skip.
Baby,
like, skip
100, don't listen.
It's gonna get wild in here, huh?
Welcome back, everybody, to the Carbon Footprint Podcast. He is Juan and I'm Sean, and every week, oh shit, every week we get
Remix.
together. Every week we get together, have a few drinks, and talk about things going on in the world. Try to focus on things making an impact, whether they be good, bad, or otherwise. Hit him with the drink of the day.
Yo, man, we did a little twist. We always do like the gin and tonic here with the rosemary. Yo, Sean got rosemary through like the whole apocalypse. Like he ready. he got hella rosemary at his house right now. So we had to do something.
I got a
with the
bush.
Rosemary. You sure do, Sean. You sure do.
How you know?
The same reason you know about my thick pinky. That's
Baby, that was for you.
That's some inside jokes, bro. but we always like the gin and tonic with the rosemary, so we threw a little twist on it this week. So this is called a rosemary gin, and basically we did a shot of the Tanqueray Sevilla orange. We did half a shot of rosemary simple syrup, which if you can't find it in a store, it's super easy to make. Literally throw some water, some sugar, and a rosemary bush inside of a saucepan. What we warm it for like 5 minutes, maybe, if
Something
that,
like
and
that,
stirred
yeah.
it. So we made our own syrup out of, I don't know, what's better than organic rosemary, bro? Like literally rosemary that Sean grows in his backyard.
In the backyard, got dogs piss on it and stuff.
Yeah, so
That's the extra ingredient.
So we do a half a shot of that rosemary syrup, half a shot of orange juice, and then topped it off with the tonic, man. So shot of Sevilla Tanqueray, half a shot of rosemary.
We did the
syrup.
elderflower tonic, right?
Oh, is that what? Yes, you're right. It is elderflower, so it isn't regular tonic. So we did elderflower tonic, and then we garnished it with another piece of rosemary. And it slaps, bro. I never thought of orange juice with gin for some. I don't think I've ever had it. And although the gin and juice comes like, I'm like, yeah. I don't think I've ever actually had it. Like,
no, it's not that really that good, bro.
No, like I can't think of that.
Seagram's makes like the gin and juice.
Yeah,
like I think it just comes.
Like already pre-mixed? Yeah, I've never even I've never had it. Like there's some, I've had vodka orange, but I've never had gin, I don't think. But anyway, it's
so what
good,
is this thing called?
It's called the rosemary gin.
That's it?
That's it, the rosemary gin. So you can call it the CFP rosemary gin, since we using homemade rosemary, homegrown.
Damn right.
CFP grown.
And don't forget the garnish. You garnish with the rosemary. It's funny, man. So sometimes people will tell me, yo, man, the drinks on the podcast always seem good, but sometimes y'all be getting a little too complex. And I guess when you got to cook shit, this would qualify as too complex. But you can buy the simple syrup, the rosemary simple syrup.
Yeah. The other easier way to do it is to take actual simple syrup and then muddle like rosemary in it.
Oh, there you go.
And then just stir it up.
You'll get the little pieces of it in there.
Yeah. You don't get ours is like, if you took that simple syrup and drank, like it literally tastes like the rosemary, the simple syrup came out. Even the color in it changed and stuff. Like it's good, man. But
that's dope.
And if you make it, fun fact, it'll last like 5 days in your fridge. I don't know why I know that, but I know. Don't ask.
All right, man. I think we want to go with your comment for another week.
We going with mine, bro?
Go with yours
first. Let's go with mine first. So, you know me being the usually the sensitive one of the group. The story touched my heart. So, I'm going with Leah Thomas, bro, as the carbon footprint of the week.
The dude?
Depends on who you ask. All right. She is a trailblazer, sir.
We did talk about her before.
We have.
Right?
And I think, did you make her a carbon footprint, or did we just bring up the story?
I don't think so. I feel like I wouldn't do that.
And for those that don't know, Leah Thomas is the transgender college. She's a collegiate swimmer. She just won the 500 meter. They told me the national championship in the 500 meter. Right,
I believe that's what it was.
And then I just saw right before we got on air, she came in like, or it happened a couple of days ago, but I just saw that she came in like 3rd or 8th or something in her last race or something like that.
She wasn't trying.
She wasn't trying. But anyway, so it's sort of sparked this debate again because obviously former man transitioned into a woman, is doing collegiate athletics, I don't say dominating. I don't know. But
yeah, she's dominating.
But she's dominating. It's like the cyclist too. Isn't the number one cyclist in the world is also, for the women's side, is also a transgender?
I wouldn't doubt it.
So anyway, we went back and forth on this because I was trying to be ass on gets her. But I will say, man, no matter what, I think this sort of changes the course of sort of collegiate and transgender athletics from here on out, because she's sparked this debate that it's gotten enough attention that I think people are going, okay, man, like, we have to do something about this, or not, but like this may be the one that gets called into question of that sort of like, I guess, propelled the movement.
Yep.
And this is why I think I felt sort of compelled to bring it up, was because no matter what, right or wrong, or how you feel, like, you know how I feel, man. Again, there is an advantage when you have the bone density and the muscle mass and all that other stuff of a male, and you're getting a chance to compete at the sort of elite level of athletics, right?
And this is collegiate level of, like, you know, like these are elite college athletes.
Yeah, elite athletes. So the elite women, and you're an elite man trangendered into a woman. And, you know, and listen, I don't know anything that Leah has gone through as part of her transition. I don't know the hormone therapy. Right. I don't know the stuff. So
yeah, I know. I do give give her credit. And I'm being facetious, right? So I do give her credit, like, she's brave, right? Like she could have easily just been like, you know what, like, this is causing too much crap, and, you know, maybe I would imagine she's probably getting shit. Her family's probably getting shit. You know what I mean? Like, depending on where, I don't know where she lives.
Yeah, I'm not sure actually.
But I could see that happening, and so for her to sort of keep going with her dream, like, kudos to her. But I think that the episode that we did it on, we actually called the episode A League of Their Own.
Yeah.
Purposely for that, because we talked about, like, maybe they should just be a league for men that became women, and then whatever sport that is.
And it's funny, man, because you said there was an article that I saw that popped up, and it was from MSNBC, and I don't necessarily agree with the author. And actually, they got me with the clickbait title because I was like, oh, okay, is this fucking person serious?
Right.
And it was basically like, actually, I think I have it right here. The title of the article was basically something like, we should celebrate Leah Thomas. She's like the Jackie Robinson of a movement.
No.
And I completely disagree with that as well. But I understand what they meant.
Right.
Meaning,
I think the bravery of it, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think the bravery of it, and also, like, where I disagree, and they bring some of this stuff up of the and I gotta check if the writer was male or female, but it was basically like, hey, we have to remove sort of like the gender walls in athletics, and maybe this is the start. You don't want that. You don't want to remove the gender walls in athletics, like.
And is it gender? Dude, I was with my family this week, and it was sort of like a good sort of age range of like my parents' generation, and then myself, and then like the kids, and the kids are like in high school, and so they were talking about like that whole sort of like LGBTQ community and stuff, right? And it's like, and the whole like the pronoun stuff that's been going on lately has been highlighted in the news lately. It's not gender, right?
No,
I think it's sex.
Sex or whatever.
It's sex, because the gender, essentially, you get to.
It's a construct made by man, is what gender is, right? Like,
right. So essentially, if you don't want to conform, if you were born a male, but you don't want to be seen as as a he, you don't have to identify with that.
Right.
Right.
You're fighting labels by giving it a label. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like a weird.
It's like a neutral label.
It really is.
Right,
bizarre,
like they
bro.
is like a neutral label,
bro. And I don't know if your boys go through this, but like my daughter entered middle school this year, and maybe we talked about this on here. But I remember like in her first week, and I was asking her how everything went, and she was just like, "Yo, there was literally like a girl introduced herself and was like, so and so, like my pronoun is blah blah blah. What's yours? Like literally, and she goes like, yo, and I was very common.
Wow, yeah.
In 6th grade. And I was like, what? And she goes like, yeah, it was. And even my daughter was like, she's like, that was weird because I never heard someone like introduce themselves that way.
My boys would have been like, what's a pronoun?
Low key, I was proud she knew what it meant. I was like, oh shit. But dude, it is very much a generational thing. And then I don't know, man. It also shows sort of the privilege of living here that we're sort of afforded the opportunity to even have these discussions now, right? Like there's people in countries right now getting blown up and trying to get to like their kids to preschool, and we're like, yeah, bro, don't call me he. You know what I mean? Like it's just, it is what it is. It's
so going back to this, to Leah Thomas. Is it Leah Thomas or Leah Thompson? It's Thomas, right?
Oh, I think it's Thomas.
Yeah, I think it's Leah Thomas.
Yes.
So she actually, she won this 500 meter freestyle, but she beat Emma Wyant, Weyant. She was a silver medalist, bro,
in the Olympics.
Yeah.
Oh, so she's
in 2020.
So she's beating elite athletes.
Yeah. So like she's beating like world class athletes.
And did Leah Thomas are you allowed? I guess in the Olympics, what happens? You would have to compete in whatever the gender is, right? So she would be in the women's.
The sex.
Sorry. No, man. You know what? Damn it.
I'm pretty sure, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
Listen, I'm gonna get it all wrong, bro. Listen. If someone's gonna play back all these episodes, I've got all of it wrong. I'm getting canceled. It's too many. I can't keep up anymore, bro. I'm old.
But then your boy DeSantis came out this week because Emma Wyant is from Sarasota.
Oh, did she swim for a college though in Florida?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I know she is a Sarasota native.
Okay. And
so he came out and he signed some proclamation stating that Emma is the rightful winner.
Dude,
and he came out and spoke about it and was very sort of adamant about how the NCAA is ruining college sports because they're allowing this.
You know what's funny, man, is that's my first sort of inclination as well. But admittedly, I don't know, now that we're talking about it, the rankings of every transgender athlete right now in their like respective sports. I'd be really curious to see what that's like.
Yeah, and I don't know either.
You know what I mean?
And then are there enough of them to create their own separate league?
Right. But then if they do, is that sort of against what their purpose was in the first place, which is to be accepted by this group?
Oh.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good question, man.
Like it creates the whole separate but equal, right? Like it sort of gets into this whole like weird segregation of
that's
no,
true,
you're not a
man.
male, you're not a female, now you're a transgender, which
yeah, but if you have them and again, this can kind of go I would love to have somebody like to actually speak on it. That's going through it, right? But if you go, I don't know, like I think with athletics it's just different.
It really is
because of your body composition, like you stated earlier.
And I've started to like read certain studies about like, because I used to be this like, if you sort of go through these hormone therapy things, like okay, I could see that. I used to be like, yeah, you know what? If you go through these hormone therapies for X amount of time, and you are, I guess, sort of not DNA wise, but I guess your like your hormones at this point in time,
you're more sort of like
whatever.
Like that sex.
Then I'm like, okay, cool. Maybe we acquiesce to that, but I guess there's been all these studies to show like that isn't it. Like you can have a ton of estrogen or testosterone, whatever, but it doesn't change like the or it takes a very long time to sort of change the composition of your body.
Right.
And so,
if you're the other way around, right? If you're a female becoming a male, then like if you're weightlifting, like I don't care what you take, like you're not gonna have the advantages that a male would have, even if you're taking like steroids.
Yeah,
right? If you're taking testosterone.
So, yeah,
like you're not gonna have because you have to. What do you got to do? Double up on it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And again, I'm
making
that up.
I'd be curious, and I don't think any of us really know enough. I think people have bits and pieces of it, and I've seen people super passionate about it in either direction.
Yeah.
I just don't think like I'm of the thing of like, yo, if physically you're one sex, and that's where you should compete for now, until we can figure out a rule to make it feel fair for the athletes, like first and foremost, man. Because if I'm a male or a woman athlete, and then I feel like you're getting a disadvantage, and how is that any different from me than taking steroids?
Right.
Or like if I'm a woman and I'm competing against like someone who used to be a man but now identifies as a woman, like I have no problem calling you whatever you want to be called, man. That's you, man. Like I'm for what. Listen, do what makes you happy, man. Yep. I'm for people living their life, man. But in that case, then should I be allowed to take steroids because you have a disadvantage? You have an advantage over me, right? And I'm at a competitive disadvantage. Should I be allowed to juice? Like, I don't know, man. Like to me, like it opens up all these. Like,
it really does, man. I wonder if in I don't know if in 100 years do we look back at this as the time like do we look back at this as at the time that we as a society we were trying to make things equal, but we couldn't maybe quite figure it out. And so we're making mistakes and we're stumbling through it. And like in the grand scheme of things, like it's okay.
It's okay.
It's fucking sports. Like, so what?
Yeah, I just had, it's funny, man. You said it like as a society, we're trying to make things equal. I just had my daughter tried out for track and didn't make it. And was having a conversation with her about it. And was sort of like, we're kind of telling her like, yo, there's such thing. And I've used this term like over the last like week, and I don't know where I've heard it, but it's like, yo, there is such thing as like toxic positivity, where people tell you like, yo, man, just smile through it, like thing. And I'm like, yeah, that's not healthy, right? Like, so she was super upset about not making the team. And I was like, yo, be upset. Like, you need a day or two to cry it out and be mad about it and be whatever. Like, cool. But then move on. Like, then what are you doing? Like, are you then never trying again? That's fine. Or did you figure out, okay, next year I got to do X, Y, Z, and you're either going to put in the work to do that, right? But, like, I think the experience in itself was like, yo, you're not always going to win.
Yep.
And it's okay. And you're going to fail a lot. Because she was like, oh, that's why I didn't even want to try. And she slowed it down. At one point, she wanted to quit, like, in the middle of tries because I think she sort of saw the writing on the wall. I was like, no, just see it through. Like, at worst, I go, yo, you're going to... Because and I even asked her, I'm like, is the feeling you feel now, it sucks. I go, but is it better? Like, if had you made it, like, isn't the trade-off worthwhile? Like, you live. Tomorrow you're going to go to school. You're going to be fine. You're going to be okay. No one's going to remember.
And no one cares.
No one cares. I go, and then had you made it, like, you would have been euphoric, but you wouldn't have gotten that experience had you not had to at least go through it. And I'm like, and the trade-off was this. Like, you go, like, you live. Like, you're here telling me the story. It sucks. I told her, like, some embarrassing stories about me that I was like, yeah, that would be the end of the world. And she was like, yeah, that's pretty bad. And then it was like...
She's like, how'd you not kill yourself?
Yeah, basically. Like, why are you still here? But, like...
I have those conversations with my youngest. My youngest is... he's more emotional, right? And so negative things that happen to him, he takes it really hard, and then he's down on himself for longer than at least I think he should be. And I do the same thing, man. I'm just like, dude, like, feel all of that. Like, you disappointed, you're angry, you're frustrated, feel all of it, man. But don't let it linger on too long.
Right.
Like, put a time limit on it, and then come out and keep going.
Yeah, keep going, make the thing. But and I think where I was going was you were saying the thing about equal, and I was telling her like, hey, like, it, like, shit isn't fair all the time, right? Like, you're not gonna get faster. Like, I'm sorry, like, you're at this age, like, you can improve technique, you might get slightly faster, but the kids who you're competing against now are also going to get faster, right? Like, so there's certain things in life where, like, I've never tried to tell my kids, like, people are like, you can be anything you set your mind to. Nah, bro, you can't. like, you're not gonna have LeBron James genetics. It's just not gonna happen, right? So you're not gonna be LeBron James, but that's not to say that you can't be a really good basketball player at 6'1", 6'2", whatever, like, I think, we create this thing that everything should be equal fair. Like, no, man, some people are just going to be better than you at certain things, and you're going to be better than other people at other things. And, like, this whole notion that, we need to feel equal, I think, from an opportunity perspective, but we're not going to be equal from a skill set perspective. Yeah. And you can't force that sort of a society like that. Like, and you don't want to.
I think that's already been tried, right? I mean, you have things like communism, Marxism, right? Those were all based around societies where everything is equal pay and all of that, and it doesn't work. Like, we're all the same species, but we have different talents and different capacities for everything, right? Different capacities to deal with anxiety, and different capacities to jump and to run and Some people are more logical, some people are more creative, and it doesn't make you one better than the other. It's just that we're just all different.
You're just all different. Yeah, and I told him, like, yo, I don't know anybody who wasn't good at something, who didn't work hard at it. You're just never going to be the best at everything, right? Like, not to say that you're not going to be the best at something.
Dude, it's funny, man, because we look up to people that are successful, but in reality, we all suck at way more shit than the things that we're good at. Like, we're usually like good at maybe one or two things, right? And then a lot of things, mostly everything else.
We suck.
We suck.
Yeah, it's funny, man. But so yeah, anyway, so this whole like trying to like I guess make people feel nice and equal, and I feel like it should be equal opportunity, maybe. But it necessarily, again, like you can't even the playing field for everybody. And I don't know, man, this whole like transgender, I don't know. Like I'm pretty confident that if you genetically, and I don't know, maybe you come up with a test biologically, whatever you want to call it, are male or female, that's where you should compete. And I think it doesn't help that you never see it go the other way.
Yeah, never.
Ever. Right, you never see the man the woman, who wants to go compete with the men. Like, you never see that, right? Like, so yeah, I don't know, man. But I think carbon footprint to her, because I think forcing this conversation now, and I feel like it's gotten strong enough now that it's not going away, and there's gonna be something that comes out of this, whether it's a league, whether it's testing, whatever it is.
Like I said, I think that we're a society that's trying to figure out and how to make things equal. And we're just fumbling through it, bro.
Yeah. And I'm a moron, yo. So if you guys got other takes about it, yo, like, hit us up, man. Like, give me, like, listen, man. I'm a monkey, yo. Just say, like, give me a different perspective.
My carbon footprint is going out to the U.S. government. And let me tell you.
Wait, what?
Let me tell you.
Uncle Sam.
It ain't for nothing that impressive. I'm just giving y'all props for finally figuring this shit out. They're about to do away with the whole time change thing, man. So the Senate unanimously passed a bill to make daylight savings time permanent. So for those of y'all who are not sure, the time that we are on, other than Arizona, the time that we are on right now will stick. And so
will it be effective as of this year?
From what I understand, they're gonna let this one there'll basically be like two more time changes. So it will roll back. In the fall? November or whatever it is.
Okay.
But then the next time that it comes back to this, it remains. It stays.
Okay.
And so for me, I've been for years going like, why the fuck do we do this? I have a neighbor of mine, man, and he's like his family like years of ranchers.
Okay.
And I asked him, I was like, man, like I understand that this has been put into place way back when for the farmers, but I go like, but why? Like, I don't get it. And then what he told me was, and it makes sense, he said that because the farmers would go by the actual daylight.
Okay.
And so they would have to automatically shift their schedules based on the daylight. So they were doing it almost anyway.
Okay.
But what would happen is they would end up working different hours than the normal person that went like the 9 to 5.
Okay.
So the time change was kind of put in place so that the shift would coincide with the daylight hours, and then you would essentially keep the same hours as the layman going to work at an office or whatever.
Because I knew it was farmers, I didn't know it was that.
It was that. So like, it was like, oh well, if everybody's time shifts, then I can get my kids to school on time, and I can. You know what? And I can, and quitting time for me can be very similar to this.
To everybody else's.
Right.
So this is what, 150 years ago when farming was a thing? Or 100 years ago?
But dude, I read something, and I had it up here. But essentially when Nixon was president, I guess to conserve and there was like an energy crisis, to conserve energy for like a period of 2 years in the 70s, they went with daylight savings time for 2 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then they shifted back. Don't know why.
That's so fascinating to me, man, that we like. I don't get it. It also feels like I saw that and I was like, way to fast track the important issues here, bro.
But it goes back to what we talk about, right? Where you go like, life is good, so we can attack.
Now we like, what else we got to get
dumb
to?
shit.
Yeah, it's like, let's get to the dumb shit. There's something though that will feel super unnatural, bro. About like, there's something about a fall at 6:30 with that little crisp air. You know what I mean? Like, obviously we don't get that in Florida, but if you're in like the Northeast, like, you know, it should be dark by like 5, and then like
that's the problem, and I think that was always. That was always one of the things that I would complain about, and others that I would work with would be like, when that time would change, and then you leave the office and you go like, "Fuck, it's dark."
It's dark. Yeah, like immediately your mindset.
Right, and that is a damper on your mindset where it's like you feel like you're gonna go home and you can't do anything. Like you just stay inside.
But there's other countries in the world don't do this at all. So like even in our hemisphere, like in our side of the equator. Like South America, they don't have time change. Puerto Rico doesn't do time change. Puerto Rico stays the same all year.
It's not really a country.
So it's like you respect my Commonwealth, sir.
No, but I mean, Arizona hasn't been doing it.
No, Arizona never done it, bro. The weirdest thing, when I was in London a couple of years ago, and at like 3, pitch black. Like we were at the office, it was like 3. I looked outside and I was like, the fuck? And then they were like, yeah, like whatever it was. But there has nothing to do with time change. It was like, this was like December maybe. It was like,
their days are short.
It's just short days. Yeah. And then they get to summer and they're like, yeah, the days get longer. And you're like, nah, bro, they don't get longer. The sun stays out a little bit, but that's what they mean. Like, and it was the weirdest thing, bro. Like you look outside and you're like, oh shit, man, it looks like it's.
Did it rise later too?
No, it was super bright earlier. Oh, okay. So like it was like 6 and it's like daylight.
Oh, so they wouldn't do the time change.
So they didn't do the time change. Yeah. So it was like 6 a.m. It's bright, but then it's like 3 and it's getting dark.
Okay.
It's like what it looks like here at 6, you know, during the fall kind of thing. It's like that at 3. And you're like, this feels weird. Like it does.
They need like a 3-hour time change.
Bro, and it is. I can see like the people who like, you know how people live in the Pacific Northwest, they sell like those mood lights, or what do they call them? There's a name for them, but it's like literally bulbs that you can put in your house and that like do something in your skin to like simulate sunlight. It's to fight depression and stuff. Yeah, so if you live in like Seattle or like Portland or Alaska or whatever, like they sell these bulbs, and there's a name for them, but they're like they're essentially for your health, like they're to combat depression during like those times
because it's
too dark. Yeah,
most of the day.
So it was like a way that they did to do that. There's a specific name, it'll come to me, but anyway, yeah, it's like that's a weird.
I got a solution for that. Move.
Yeah, the fuck, bro.
Dude, I never understood that when they go like, oh yeah, the Pacific Northwest, like it's a high suicide rate. It's just like, bitch, move.
Yeah, if it's that
like, you don't have to live there.
Bro, you woke up anywhere and you went, this shit makes me sad.
Right. Every day. Yeah. I've been sad for 3 months.
Yeah, you should probably go. Like, it's so bizarre, man. But yo, that's so crazy. I saw that and I went, holy shit, I didn't even know they were working on this. Like, it almost like happened overnight. But and then people were pissed because they're like, yo, we're fighting for like student loan forgiveness, and they're passing this shit.
Small wins, people. Small wins.
Take the little, it'll snowball into something major.
Dude, you seen Deshaun Watson, man?
Yo, I did, man. I have so many thoughts about like that whole scenario, bro. Like the 22, is it 22 accusers, 28?
I think 22.
22 accusers.
It doesn't matter. It is over civil. 20. If somebody called you a crackhead for 20 years, I ain't saying smoking crack now, but at some point, you was smoking crack.
I don't think he did it. Yo, but not for nothing. So they took it to a grand jury, 22, all the complaints, and they decided not to press charges on him.
That is not criminal.
It's not criminal.
It's not criminal.
So he's a sleazeball, but he didn't break the law. That's what I got out of it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's what I got out of it. Like, yo,
so there will be, I think there's still the civil lawsuits. Mm-hmm. Still stand.
Which he'll settle all those, I'm assuming. I would imagine. And then, he got a nice new contract. He'll be okay. He got $200 million, $150 guaranteed. I
think isn't the whole thing guaranteed?
Is it the whole thing? I thought it was $150 guaranteed.
I thought it was the whole thing guaranteed. I don't know. Yeah. Here we go. $230 million. That's fully guaranteed, which is the most guaranteed money ever given to.
I'd be like, take that shit offline. Y'all don't know I'm in the middle of some lawsuits. The fuck is wrong with you?
So, bro, the Texans got 3 first-round picks, 22, 23, and 24.
Okay.
1 third-round pick in 23, 2 fourth-round picks in 22 and 24.
Worth it.
And then the Browns got Deshaun Watson and 1 like 6th-round pick in 2 years from now.
Although that is a lot of picks, though, because the NFL is one of those where your third and fourth actually matter. Like the NFL is one, like the NBA, anything past like the top 5, like you're not getting anything good. But
3 so
third rounder
for the next 3 years, the Texans get 2 first-round picks.
That's
their own plus this.
Yeah, that's awesome for the Texans, man. I get it, but I also understand if you're the Browns, like you take a known talent versus the maybe talent of those picks. Yeah, unless Deshaun Watson is a disaster,
and he won't be. He's
talented. He's good. It's just a matter of what happens with this stuff. But I would presumably you've done your research.
Their roster's good, bro.
Great,
I mean,
man.
like
O-line's good now.
Yeah, I'm not saying that Baker was the problem, but Baker, I think he's just limited.
Right, like Deshaun Watson was great with a limited,
horrible team.
Yeah, like he had no O-line, but he had Hopkins and he had the stuff. Like Deshaun Watson's like, yo, just give him people to throw to and give him time. He's gonna be awesome. And if you don't give him time, he's off. Like the guys, I'm glad to see him out of the AFC South. He's so
you were tired of seeing him.
Oh, he's so difficult to defend, bro. He would torch Tennessee on like you think you'd have him sacked, and there'd be 4 people wrapped around his legs, and he would just throw it up, and then here comes D-Hop just grabbing it and off, and then they had Will Fuller, I think, at the time, and all these guys like. And then when you think you got him, he was elusive, man. So like he could beat you with his arm, and then when you thought you had him, he just take off on you. Like he's so good, man. He's so good.
He is good, and I just wonder. I wonder what's gonna happen because if you got 22 of these lawsuits, then whatever they're saying you were doing, you were at least doing some of it.
Yeah,
and so I don't know where that goes. I don't know if the NFL is gonna suspend him or when he'll be able to play.
It's weird because I do think these guys get lied about a lot, right? Because they're in these positions, but like 22 ain't lying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's something there.
Yeah, that's a lot. Bro.
And like you said, so now I wonder. Okay, so you're creepy. You're Louis C.K. You know what I mean?
No, what did he do?
Yo, remember Louis C.K. was like jerking off in front of chicks, but he was asking them, and they said cool, and then they complained about it afterwards.
Oh no!
So like.
Isn't he like the overweight dude?
Yeah, the comedian dude. And he would call them like, I want to jerk off to you on the phone, and they'd be like, oh. Yeah, and they would be like, yeah, and then he would do it, or like he'd invite him up to a room, so he would do weird shit, but he would ask, and they would say okay, and so it wasn't like he never got charges pressed, but it became part of the whole Me Too thing because they were like, yeah, he did this, like it was weird. It's like, yeah, bro, but he asked, like,
yeah, you could have said
he's
no.
a creepy dude. You could have said no. Like they're like, oh, was he intimidating? Not at all. Like he was a nice guy. Like it's like
dudes are into weird shit.
Into weird shit, bro. Like I was like, yo, so is Deshaun Watson like? Is he, I guess, guilty of like? Because it's all massage therapists, right? So is he just asking the question and then maybe they feel uncomfortable? Which, again, it's creepy. I get it. Like, it is super creepy. And I also wonder, you're Deshaun Watson, bro. You're an NFL quarterback. You're a good-looking guy. You're rich. You're famous. You're like...
Yeah, I mean, like, why?
Like, why? Yeah, like, I just never get these dudes. It's like, bro, why? Like, it's a dime a dozen out there, bro. Just good, like...
Because the masseuse is not attainable.
Is she not, though? She's a masseuse, bro.
No, like I'm just saying, like maybe, right? But
it's just crazy to me. Yeah, I'm like, you're Deshaun Watson. I'd be like, bro, what you doing later? And you're probably gonna get a yes 8 out of 10 times. Yeah. Like, yeah, you want to go to dinner later? Yeah.
Dude, he's like my son. My son is like, he's like girls, but like I gotta talk to them and like buy them stuff. And no, like I don't want a girlfriend. And so I just wonder if like there's that mentality where you go, no, I don't want to take you out. I don't want to do this. Like we're already here in this room and it's private, so I'm gonna shoot my shot for here. I don't want to see you afterwards.
But I guess my pushback to that would be you have access to anything you want at that level.
Yeah,
you could literally go, yo, can you break me off with somebody who like,
right?
Because what's the saying with the hookers? Like you paid them to leave, not for the sex. Right, like so you go like, bro, you literally can just pay them to leave, and you're not stuck with like the chick with no teeth here, like on OBT.
Yeah, no, true.
You're stuck with like whatever you want, basically. I don't know, man. He's fucking creepy, dude. It's odd. I hope for these girls' sake, man, that it isn't like life scarring, because the last thing you want to is like this traumatic experience, and now it's all over the news, and now you got to replay this for however long. Like, that shit sucks, man. But
have you seen any of the details on it? Because I haven't seen like
not a lot, man. Which is why I always go back and forth. I go, yo, are these girls lying? But 22 people can't be lying. So then you go, and that's what made me think of the Louis C.K. I go, okay, so then are you just creepy? And that's because we've been around creepy dudes. Like, we've worked with creepy dudes. Like, we know you smiling because you know some stories off the top of your head of like, we've been around guys where we're uncomfortable, where we're like, yeah, this dude, like we both have like people that we know that we're like, yeah, we're not going out with that guy ever because they're creepy, right? Like, so like, I get it. And then if that's the case, I'm going, are you just socially awkward? Like, are you just weird? What led to him being like that? Because you're not like an ugly, like socially awkward guy, or maybe you are socially awkward, and I don't know.
No, but I mean, you got to figure it out. If you're a quarterback and you're in a leadership position, so you're used to being around people, you're used to talking to people. Again, good-looking guy, money. He's got no excuse.
No, and he seems like he commands a room, which is the other thing. And for everything you hear about him in college and in the NFL, he walks in, and to get other grown men to all unanimously sort of go, "That's our guy." Like, you gotta have a presence about you, right? Yeah. Like, so it just doesn't make sense for him, right? Like, maybe there's something about him we don't know, but like, it doesn't make sense for a guy like that to have these like creepy. Dude, we're just wired fucked up. I don't know. We're trying to make sense of something that's not going to make sense. I'd be really curious to see what happens.
On behalf of all men, we're sorry.
Yeah, we apologize in advance. Blame God. We got to this last week, but I'm curious to see what happens. But I don't think we're gonna. I think he's just gonna settle. It's gonna be like NDAs. And then he's going to pay them off.
Dude, and then if he wins, everybody forgets, bro.
Yeah. Dude, if he plays, halfway decent, by the end of the season, we forget what happened.
Everybody forgets, bro.
Of course we will. Like, bro, Chris Brown. We don't even think about any of this shit anymore. Like, the success will sort of end up being the
We're so fucked up, man. It's even as a society, right? Because we do that, man. We'll get on something and we'll hammer it. Give it a little bit of time where you just don't see it, or they just go away for a little while, and everybody forgets.
I've been waiting for the Charlie Sheen comeback. You know it's coming.
Dying is for fools.
Come on, Charlie. He's an F-15, bro. Tiger blood.
So there was rumors, man. Staying with Deshaun Watson, there was rumors of him going to either the Saints or Atlanta. They were supposed to like a good and so when I think Atlanta thought they had a shot, Matt Ryan was like, all right, well, I guess I'm out then.
So is that why they traded away Matt Ryan initially?
Well, they made him. There was something, and I'm gonna get this wrong, but there was something with his bonus that they kind of said like wait, and so he knew that they were going after Deshaun Watson. He sort of writing on the wall, and I don't know if he demanded a trade or whatever, but I think he ended up in a good spot, bro. He goes to the Colts.
He did, man. Which it's unfortunate again for
you.
Yeah. Fucking Colts.
But no, man, like that's another right.
They go from Wentz,
good coaching, good team. That team was a playoff team.
It's great. Yeah, no, absolutely, bro. That team was a playoff team, and like, dude, they say what you want. The guys went from Peyton to Luck to Carson Wentz now. After like 2 years.
Before Wentz, they had what's his name from the Chargers?
Oh yeah, Phillip Rivers. Yeah, bro. The Colts always manage to pull like a good quarterback, and that's a great team for him. You're Matt Ryan. You don't have to be a star. You got a great guy to hand off to.
Yeah, and just don't be Carson Wentz.
Just don't be Carson Wentz, bro. Just don't throw that pick. It's so crazy, man. Like the whole quarterback carousel. Like the last few. I don't remember this many quarterbacks moving in one offseason.
No, it's exciting if you're a football fan.
It is, yeah. You're like, oh shit, I want to see that guy here, and I want to see this guy here. Like, I'm happy for former Titan Mariota, like in Atlanta. He went to Atlanta. I'm like, okay, in the dome, he gets to play indoors on turf. He's a fast dude. I'm like, all right, that's gonna be. And then do you build an offense around him, or not? Because
I think they draft, bro.
He's so dynamic. I do too. I think he's a transition. Yeah. So you give him a year or two, and then you pick a guy, or you have to draft someone with his similar skill set, and then you build a team around him. You run like RPO. I don't know, bro. Like, I think about Mariota. If he can stay healthy, you have to adopt like an offense like the Ravens do with Lamar. or something like that.
Right.
Like Mariota's got wheels, and he can't make the throws that, just like Lamar can't make certain throws like outside the hash marks. But the threat of his legs are just there so much that if you get open enough, like, he's gonna hit guys sort of like
But you said if he can stay healthy, which is something that you've been saying since the guy been drafted.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, man, he hasn't proven that he can.
Dude, I hate that. Was one of the guys where it was one of those, like, you gotta let him go. But I hated to see. He was so likable, man. He's so likable. And then when he plays, so exciting, man. Like, for me as a Titans fan, we went from like garbage for years to this guy goes and has a horrible first season, maybe second, and then playoff runs. Not deep, but just being in the playoffs in general was something that seemed so far away. Like, the first year he joined, I think they won 2 games, and they went from 2 to being beating the Chiefs in a playoff game, and doing like that was like, and it was on him. And certainly sometimes you felt like, fuck, man, a different guy like would have made that throw or all that. But then there's also plays that he made, like, dude, against the Chiefs in the playoffs, he threw a touchdown to himself on a batted ball where you go, no one else makes that play other than him. So like I'm glad to see him get that opportunity. I was also somebody else, man. I'm really curious to see where Baker ends up.
I was just gonna say that. So they're talking about Carolina.
Ooh.
But dude, I'm going Carolina just keeps making mistakes, man.
They do, because they have Darnold.
Do they still have him? I don't know.
I don't
know. But yeah, he was their guy, and then remember they brought back Cam.
Seattle,
right? They brought back Cam.
They did bring back Cam, but are they bringing him back again?
I don't know. I would imagine no. Seattle hasn't picked up anyone yet.
Does Baker go to Seattle? But that was a team that didn't have an O-line. Baker couldn't make it with a great O-line.
Yeah, bro. I don't know, man. I think Baker has to pull like a Mitch Trubisky, go somewhere, sit behind, with some good coaches, sit behind somebody, and
then get an opportunity. Because Mitch is the starter now in
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah.
So he's the starter. Well, presumably he's the starter. Right. Yeah. And he was sat by Josh Allen.
Last year. Josh Allen.
Okay.
Yeah. And he didn't get a long-term contract.
What did he get? Like 2-3 years?
I think like 2-3 years.
Oh yeah, that's not.
And it wasn't big money.
Okay,
so but still good for him, right? Like, he gets to be in a solid organization, good coaching staff. So
oh yeah, dude, that's
like dream job.
Yes, that is, bro. If you're Mike Tomlin, you get consistency, you get some stability. I think you said you'll get an old coordinator, and if anything, they'll put you in a position to not hurt yourself. They're going to be like, yo, we're going to set this out. Like, you got to, like, Big Ben, like, you figure they were competitive. Even when Big Ben's arm looked like it was on, like, it's like he just couldn't make throws last year, man. It was hard to watch.
And Mitch, when he played, he actually showed out well with Buffalo.
Right, when he went off. But you know what I wonder, though, too, is they got rid of Juju. So Juju's in KC now, which is crazy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, man. KC's offense now is looking like Tyreek Hill, Juju, who's Kelsey. The Hilaire, and who's the running back? Fuck, I can't think of his name. But can't think of his name now, man. Maybe it is Hilaire. It's the running back. But anyway, their squad looks
sick,
stacked, dude. Like Juju is, they got him on the cheap. You go, Juju's problem is Juju rather be gaming, but if Juju is.
Check out Juju's Twitch.
Yeah, check out Juju's Twitch. That's what it is. And he plays for like one of the he's on one of those esports teams. Yeah. He's got a future that he's thinking about after football. So I understand. So the argument has always been his commitment to football, which I get. If you're him, he's like, yeah, let me see, bro. I'm gonna go get hit by 300-pound dudes for a living, or go play video games and like live to 78.
And he's good, right?
He's great. Yeah, he's great at video games and football, bro. So you're like, all right, bro, like. So I wouldn't be shocked if that's one of those kids that retires before he's 30. But you go, if you can get a prime Juju for a season. Hell, if you get a Super Bowl, if you're KC with Juju on your team, you won.
Yeah.
Like, you won that deal. So, dude, the whole everybody movement, man. Dude, Tennessee stole Robert Woods from the Rams. At least I feel, again, it stole. I say this, that's dependent on the kind of season he has next year. But they gave a 6th-round pick for him.
Wow.
Great receiver. And they got the Rams to eat his roster bonus for being on the roster past a certain date. You're automatically guaranteed sort of that bonus for entering into 2022. And they got them to eat that. So his salary cap hit is like super minimal for next year.
And I want to say that was the other That was the other thing with Indianapolis getting Matt Ryan. I want to say Atlanta took the hit.
Oh, on the cap?
Yeah, like it's stupid, like something like $40 million as a hit.
That's huge, man. If you're him, because the who was it? Rodgers deal was kind of genius. You seen Aaron Rodgers got like
he did 3 years,
250 or something. Yeah, but he did 3 years at like 200 or something crazy. It's something.
I thought it was 3 years, like 150, something like that.
Is it 150? Oh, you might be right. It might be 50 a year. But the genius part of it is like most of it is all like in these bonuses up front. So the cap hit is actually smaller than what it was last year. So it frees up room for them to go sign something. But then they go and get rid of his boy.
I think he wanted out.
Devontae Adams?
Yeah, he wanted out.
But I think he wanted out because he didn't think Aaron was coming back.
Nah. They said that he wanted out even before that.
Is that Aaron telling him like, yo, bro, just ask to leave. I'm going to get my money, but I'm going to ask for a trade either way. Like, you're Aaron. You can't agree to that if you know he's not coming back.
I don't know, man. Maybe Aaron's just about Aaron. You know what I mean?
Could be like, I'll get paid no matter what. Like,
yeah, like you know what, you guys dick me around, not getting me weapons. Now I want money,
and I don't give a fuck about the weapons no more.
Yeah,
then. Maybe. Yeah, he's like, because
best regular season quarterback ever.
He's a Bears fan taking it with a grain of salt. You know?
Yeah, right.
But you're not wrong, bro. He ain't got the results right now, man. There was all this talk about he had bought property outside of Nashville, like massive property that he's having his house built. And there was all this talk about him gonna like behind the scenes that he was asking to be traded to Tennessee.
He got a moonlight in Tennessee in his last year.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen, bro. We're gonna get him when he's like out and out, like just like we got a Hasselbeck like on his last, like after he left Seattle and he was sort of on his last like year. We got Matt Hasselbeck, and I was like, bro, he's like. He was so just washed at that point. Yeah, it was rough, and then he backed up Mariota, I think, which was good for him. But
you mentioned the Rams, man. The Rams picked up Chicago boy Robinson.
Oh,
what was his first name?
Allen.
It's Allen. Mm-hmm. Allen Robinson. They picked him up. So OBJ is left out in the cold right now. There's talk about OBJ maybe going to the Cowboys.
That's the only team that makes sense for him, other than the Rams.
Yeah, I think Cowboys would actually be good. They couldn't re-sign Amari Cooper, so they only have the young kid from Alabama, the other guy.
Yo, he's gonna be good, man. The kid from Alabama. I know you're talking about.
But if you get him and OBJ on the other side, like that's formidable receiving.
Yo, and Dallas lucked out with the rookie defensive guy from last year, who's awesome. He's from Alabama too, man. The kid they have on defense, who was probably he could have been. I think he was defensive rookie of the year. He could have been just defensive player of the year. Micah Parsons.
Oh yes. No, he's from Penn State.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Yeah. He's nice, man. So they got him on D.
That was the one I thought the Bears were gonna get. I was like, we need a quarterback. Watch him pick a middle linebacker.
That's the Bears. That's the most Bears pick ever, bro. Yep. No matter how many of them they got. That's so true, man. It'll be. Yeah, I can't wait, man. I want to see all this shit go down. Did you watch the tournament at all? The basketball?
Yeah, man. March Madness is up, dude. I saw St. Peter's beat. Who the hell did they beat? Oh, Kentucky.
Where is that?
Where's St. Peter's?
St. Peter's.
No idea.
It's New York. It's named after a Catholic.
It's gotta be some Catholic school.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a Catholic school, so it's gotta be New York or somewhere in the Northeast.
No, but I watched that game, really good, and then they came back and they beat somebody else. Who the hell was it?
Who did they beat? They beat
Kentucky first.
They beat Kentucky. Okay, Duke is still in, right? So I think that's the only thing I want to pay attention to.
Then they beat Murray State.
It's a good school.
Duke is still in. So that's this. St. Peter's is getting Purdue next.
When does this start up again?
Thursday.
Okay, I'm gonna have to make it a point to watch. Bro, I didn't watch.
You didn't watch it?
I forgot it was on. I forgot it was on.
No, it was really good. So one thing about it, man. So there's like St. Peter's. I think it's only like the 10th time that a 15 seed has beaten a 2 seed. But in this Sweet 16 that's starting on Thursday. You got a 15 seed, which is St. Peter's. You got an 11 seed, a 10 seed, another 11 seed, all in the Sweet 16, bro. So you got like Michigan, Iowa State, Miami, who Miami beat Auburn, and Auburn was ranked number 2. So
Miami of Ohio or Miami?
No, Miami. We don't count. We don't count
Miami of Ohio.
No. That's That's not real Miami. But no, it's shaping up to be good. A lot of bracket busters, if you will, was in there. A lot of people's, if you didn't have I'm trying to think, man. There's sorry, Arizona is in. There's 1 seed. Kansas is another 1 seed. And Gonzaga.
Oh yeah, Gonzaga's always.
Those are the 3 1 seeds. Everybody else is
just. Bro, it's so out of character for me to forget. I literally forgot. It wasn't even so much that day. I forgot the tournament period. I'm thinking end of March.
I'm not even a college basketball fan, but I do watch March Madness, right? Yeah. Because it's fun, man. Everybody's bringing their A game, and it's fun to watch.
Same, bro. I always feel like that's the greatest. I always told myself that I'm gonna get a vasectomy with the day March Madness starts, so that I have an excuse to just sit on the couch for 2 days, a Thursday, Friday. To watch. I missed my opportunity this year. but it is usually one of my favorite sporting events because I like to do the bracket and I like to bet. And it's funny, bro. I always bet random 15 seeds in the first round.
Yeah.
Because they pay 100 to 1 depending on what it is. And I'm I'll throw $20 at that. Yep. If they win, it's 20 to 1 or 100 to 1 or whatever it is. And then if they don't, it's $20. I don't care. I would normally pick a couple of those and just bet them for kicks and giggles because the odds, because that had never happened for the longest time, a 15 versus a 1 or a 2 or whatever it was. It was crazy, but bro, I've been so consumed with other shit, I completely forgot it was even a thing. And then I think you hit me up. I had walked into a restaurant, I seen it on, and then you hit me up, and I was like,
bracket buster.
Yeah, and I was like, oh shit, this is on today. It's just,
dude, it's the one time during the year, other than the big the Super Bowl and stuff like that. It's the one tournament that I can actually get my kids to sit down and watch.
Really?
Yeah, because we won't watch everything.
Yeah.
But because there's so much going on, it'll be oh, look at that game. It's really close. So we'll change the channel from TNT to TBS to fucking True TV to the local channels, and that's fun. And then because the teams, everybody's playing their asses off. It's every shot just matters, and the crowd's into it, man. And so,
it is the energy at that is awesome.
So
I would love to go to a Thursday or Friday where you get those games in the same arena.
Years ago.
Yeah, man, and I wish we would have done it, man. I feel fuck it, man. We got to take a trip one year and just go because I feel it'd be cool to watch. I think some of those people sit in an arena and watch 3 games in a row, 4 games in a row. That shit would be awesome, man.
Yeah, because I know. We were listening to Reggie Miller was one of the sportscasters, and it was back-to-back games.
That's on the same court, right? On the same, man, that's got to be fun, dude, to go to. I love that. I love that tournament. I do, bro. Looking at that whole thing about the upsets, I do think that's going to be the norm now. I think this comparison and the seeds doesn't work anymore because I think these kids are choosing because it's the one and done culture. The kids who are really good are no longer going to these traditional schools. I think there is something to be said to go to a Kentucky or go to a Duke, don't get me wrong. But then I think what happens is the sort of the second tier, top schools, the UConns maybe and the, I don't know, Syracuse and all that. Those kids now consider them, but then they might consider Jackson State. And then they might, because it used to be if you were one of those kids, you wanted the TV time. And so you had to go to Kentucky to get TV time or Duke or North Carolina. I think now, because of social media and this whole environment we're in, these kids are well, I don't have to be somewhere to get seen. The internet gets me seen.
Yep.
My Instagram gets me seen. So I think they're more willing to take chances. You're seeing it with Deion Sanders, man, being able to recruit top name. But I think part of this is, obviously it's Deion, right? So he has this swagger. He walks into a 17, 18-year-old kid's living room and there's fuck, that's Deion Sanders. But there's also this element of, I think, you don't have to be seen anymore, where I think the decision you made in the past was how do I get on TNT? How do I get on CBS?
Right.
And you don't need that anymore, man. You're seeing this shift in media where media is YouTube, media is Instagram, media is all this stuff. And
yeah,
I think this shit's going to be normal, man. I think you're going to see these St. Peters are going to get top. I think if you look at their rosters, it's not as much of an upset as people think. It's just the schools. But the rosters, I feel this is gonna be the norm now, man. Which it's gonna make the tournament funner, man. To be honest, I'm ecstatic to see when the Jackson States or any HBCU or dude, you think about how many small schools we have in Florida. We obviously we have UCF here, which it's a pretty major university. I think their women got in, but not the men.
Correct.
But you figure they might be.
And they lost, but they beat Florida.
The women did, right? Yeah,
but then they lost to UConn.
Oh, they did. I saw that game was
UConn.
on. I think it was last night, right? I did see they were playing like last night or Sunday, and then bro, then what happens to Bethune Cookman?
What's today?
Or I don't know. Yeah, fucking A. But like, yeah, it's cool, man. And I think there's gonna be this shift in college sports. I think it's gonna happen in football. It's just not gonna be as impactful, I think, in football, because football you have these long-term commitments. So if you're a kid picking football, I think it's easier to pick Nick Saban, right, and maybe Deion Sanders and all that, versus like taking a chance on a St. Peter's, because you're like, man, that's 3 years.
Right.
Still, that's a long-term commitment. I got to live here. I think you do factor in education. I think in basketball, they're going, yeah, I just need somewhere to be for 10 months. And then I'm going to the NBA. If you're that good, or do you all think it, right? Like, right. So, yeah, I'd be really curious, man.
You know what was cool to see, man, was Penny Hardaway. So he's
is he in?
He's the coach of Memphis. Yeah. So no, they lost.
Oh, they out? Okay, that's his alma mater.
They did. Yeah, it is. Yeah. And they lost. I don't know. Did you see his thing? I don't know if ESPN had like a thing on him, and they kind of showed, his NBA life, and then it showed him sort of going back to the Memphis area and then coaching high school basketball and being like uber successful in the high school basketball arena.
I do remember that. Okay.
And then Memphis came and grabbed him, and he's been successful there as well, man. So it's just cool because I was a young adult when that whole Penny Hardaway Shaq was here in Orlando.
He's my favorite basketball player of all time, man.
Yeah.
Penny, yeah. Dude, even living in Jersey, I had a pullover Magic thing, and it was because of the Penny Shaq.
Dude, and there's a childhood friend of mine that when they started playing, and I remember calling up there, and he goes, "Dude, Penny Hardaway is my favorite player." And it was one of those things, like in New York, like you didn't like nobody else but the Knicks.
You didn't, yeah.
You know what I mean? And maybe in Jersey it was the Nets. But in New York,
I was the only Nets fan in Jersey. Everybody was a Knicks fan, and if you were from Southern Jersey, you liked Philly.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Nobody liked the Nets except for me, and then I really liked.
They were
Penny,
horrible back then.
Yeah, we had a okay run when they had like Keith Van Horn, Kerry Kittles, and that little squad. But yeah, they weren't like they were the joke, right? They were like the Clippers or whatever, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah, it was like. But I gotta have to catch that, man, because Penny to me was my one. Like Penny's, and it's painful because he's the what if. Like to me, he's my biggest what if athlete ever, because you go, yo, if Penny stayed healthy, even without Shaq, what does that look like, man? Penny was so like it was like, yo, that's the next Jordan. Remember that was like a big thing.
I think he got mental.
Yeah,
and I remember watching games here with him, like even during after like post Shaq. Watching playoffs games here against like the Allen Iverson 76ers, and him like not wanting to shoot the ball, and the entire arena he gets past the ball, he's on a 3-point line, and the whole arena goes shoot, and he passes the rock.
Wow, yeah, dude, I moved here. It's so funny because this is before Orlando was even a thing. I liked Penny. I had no idea, had never been here, and I moved here. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna be here. And then I think the year that I moved here, they trade him I think to Phoenix, or he signs with Phoenix. And then, but they end up getting Grant Hill and McGrady. But Grant Hill is hurt. It never ends up being the Grant Hill that we saw in Detroit.
No, Grant Hill was good for like a couple of years, and then it just
kind of faded away. But I think when he first started, he wasn't even like I think it was like he was coming off, and there was something crazy. And then McGrady was like, no, that's Vince Carter's cousin. He wasn't even a starter in Toronto.
Right, but remember when Horace Grant, when he first came, they actually beat the Bulls. In the playoffs, because that was like Michael Jordan's first year back.
His comeback, yes, right. Because Michael Jordan came back like mid-season that time, right? Yep. And then they beat,
and he wasn't really in form.
That was the painful Nick Anderson missing the free throws, and they lose to the Bulls right in the finals.
No, they lost to Houston.
Houston, that's right. They lost to Houston twice. No. Sorry, they lost to Houston, and then they got eliminated by the Knicks, I think, one year, right, in like the Eastern Conference final. Oh no, the Bulls. I think the Bulls lost in the Eastern Conference Finals. Yeah, man, that team, what could have been, man, if Shaq and Penny had stayed together. Penny said that's one of the. I loved when they did the 40 for 40 on them.
Yeah,
it was so cool. The whole Magic 40 for 40, because there was a lot of stuff in there that I didn't know about. Like,
is there 40 for 40 or is it 30 for 30?
Oh, sorry.
That's the new shit. Y'all ain't up on the 40 for 40.
Y'all ain't up on that shit, bro. That's exclusive. It's exclusive. It's a 40-40 club. I don't know nothing about nothing, bro.
Speaking of
don't
upset,
ask me any questions after I drink.
Speaking of upsets, you seen Kanye West? Dude, is he? I mean, I know that he's bipolar, right?
He's something, bro. I don't even know anymore, bro. I'm tired of giving him the excuse.
Isn't he? But no, but I'm just saying, like, he's been diagnosed bipolar.
Bipolar and something else.
I think he needs to be diagnosed fucking stalker.
Yo, but not for nothing. This is what, like, women go through, right? You figure in general. And it's unfortunate because for him, we make a joke because it's so public. But you go, yo, someone who's not Kim K is going through this same shit with someone equally as fucking nutty.
With fucking Pablo down the street.
Who can't drop beats.
Yeah.
And is broke.
And he ain't got no money.
He ain't got no money. What the fuck, bro? So it's bipolar, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, yeah.
And so he had this thing, and I think Trevor Noah talked about him on his show, and just basically was like, yo, like this, like, I'm kind of concerned. Like he's stalking her. Like this is not really.
It's not normal, bro.
Good behavior, right? And he had this quote, man. I wrote it down. He goes, "Do we have to stand by and watch a car crash when we know it's coming?" Because he goes, basically he's saying like, yo, if he does something really stupid, right? Let's just say worst case scenario, he fucking kills her. Right? Are we not going? We didn't see the signs.
That shit publicly played out
right.
for us to watch, bro. Even the shit he was doing to, like, I was livid with Pete Davidson for a long time, and I'm sure some of this is Kim telling him not to engage.
Right,
bro. He's a comedian, a professional comedian. Yeah. I'm going, you gotta be like chomping at the bit to go, oh, bro, you want to get into the trolling game with me, bro? I was so mad that Pete didn't engage.
Well, he finally did, right?
Until he did last week, and then I'm like, you fucking savage, bro. And then I'm like, that shit was unnecessary. When he sends in the picture of him in bed with Kim.
Yep.
I was like, God damn it, that's how you do it, Pete.
Right? Because Kanye was like, where you at?
Yeah, and he goes, I'm in bed with your wife. I was like, yes. I was like,
no, which is a phenomenal answer, right?
I'd have been done that,
dude. But I want, but you wonder, bro. Like, is this the, is that something that sets somebody off?
It could be.
It could.
But I'd be like, yo, this motherfucker's been doing this shit publicly, like making music videos, and we're all laughing about it, like we are now, right? Like you go, this guy's been he made 2 music videos killing Pete Davidson.
Yep.
He's been talking all that shit about Kim and all that. Yo, this is I kept thinking, I'm like, yo, this is like most women's day to day who aren't celebrities, who are dealing with some crazy fucker like this. And we're just over here going like, it's just Kanye being Kanye, like, and
right,
you're right, man.
Right.
Until the Trevor Noah shit, like, so the Grammys took Kanye off performing at the Grammys now,
yep.
And Trevor Noah is hosting those Grammys,
correct.
And I guess he's saying like, yo, I had nothing to do with that, like, it wasn't
right.
me, I didn't. But I also think I go, yo, the Grammys were like, yo, man, we can't sort of sit by and watch this guy do this shit, like.
And I think that maybe they go, yo, we don't want that beef.
No, bro, like, and it's not worth it anymore, bro.
No.
Yo, I didn't think before. I think people would be like, yo, we'll take it for the ratings and all that, and whatever. Fuck, like, I think Kanye's at this point now where, like, I know he got this deal with Gap and he's got the shoe stuff and all that, but I think he's getting to the point now where people are going, okay, it's probably not worth it anymore. Like, dude, you have him at the Grammys. What happens if he wins? Because he's up. So what does he say when he goes up there? Like, he's not going to listen to the whole play the music thing and, fucking brush him off stage. Like, there's
like, turn that off.
Yeah. Do you demand that he comes medicated? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you like, and I get
he has to come with a chaperone.
And you could tell he's working on an album, right? Because he has all these episodes, right? When he's working on an album and they say it's because he doesn't like to be medicated when he's working on an album. Right. I'm just tired of giving him that excuse. Like, at what point do you go, bro, hold this guy accountable? Like, because if he knows he's crazy, then do something about your crazy, bro. Like,
and it's fucked up, man, because I think that his crazy is part of his creative
he's
side.
A genius. Yeah, you don't get the one without the other.
It's like, right, the quote-unquote genius, right? I mean, the guy, take nothing away from him, right? Like, as far as what he's done in his career with music and with fashion and, dude, that, like, phenomenal, like, career
talent. Yeah. You have to separate the person from the talent.
Man, but the mental behind that.
Yeah, separate the art, I guess, from the person is the.
So if you could give, like, And my kid, the reason I'm asking this is my kids always ask me, stupid shit like they asked me today, like, Papa, would you go on the teacup ride 100 times in a row and spin it as fast as you can for $1 billion? and I was like, nah, like I don't want to be that miserable.
For $1 billion, bro, 100 times in a row, you're not spinning a teacup?
No, but dude, I'm at the point in my life, and maybe you'll get here. I just like, I mean, money helps. Money's important. It's not worth misery.
It's not. But I think you're talking about a Saturday afternoon for generational peace.
100 times, bro.
Yeah,
and as fast as it goes.
Yeah.
100 times in a row, bro?
Yeah, bro. I'm in.
You're in?
Yo, there's nothing I'm saying no to for $1 billion. I'm going to tell you that shit right now. Nothing.
Nah, dude, like...
Name it.
For me, bro, I just like, I just don't care.
Nah, I'm going to be miserable for free for something else at some point in time, bro. And then I'm going to be mad that I didn't take the Billy, bro. Nah, because, and if I'm lucky, I'm going to pass out. And I'm going to just be on these things. Because I get, that is horrible, right? Like, so during it, you're like, yo, just, like, make it stop, maybe. But...
maybe not. I just thought, like, if they would have said, like, 10 times, I'd have been like, oh, yeah, I'm in. But 100?
You saying, bro. There's no fucking way, bro.
Dude, let me tell you, bro. I don't want to be miserable, bro.
As your friend, I will cut you. I'm going to be like, you said what, bro?
But I'm sorry,
the
man.
fuck you not.
I digress.
I'll strap you to that fucking teacup and I'll spin that bitch.
Damn right you will.
I'll do it. You gonna get more than this pinky. God damn it, we gonna be on this. We gonna be on this. Bro, I will get in there with you. Spin for $1 billion, bro. I'm gonna tell you right now, there is nothing. You ever play those? I think we've talked about this off air, like with your friends where they name like random shit and they're like, would you ever do it for this? There is nothing. I'm telling you right now, bro, nothing I would not do for $1 billion that isn't outside of like, I was going to say a limb, but like, fuck, bro. I might be willing to give up a limb, dog.
Would you cut somebody else's limb off?
I cut them all off, bro, for $1 billion.
Who do you want dead? No, but the reason where I was going with that was like, would you, like, for a certain amount of money, and let's just say the $1 billion is the number, do you want to be like that?
Ooh. Like that, like crazy, I guess was the, or mentally ill, I guess is the
like have those mental issues where the things that we see happening to Kanye, plays out in public, and like that's your life.
That's a great question, because how many of us have some kind of mental illness right now? We don't have.
They don't know it.
Yeah, and we don't know it. You know what I mean? Like, so for all I know, I am Kanye. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, give me the bill.
I could be narcissistic. I'm a little off the rocker. Like, I'm starting to think maybe I am Kanye, bro. Bro, yo,
you a little extra petty sometimes.
Exactly, bro. Maybe I am Kanye, and I'm doing this shit for free. Get the fuck out of here. Give me the money. yo, he's one of those guys, bro, where one of the greatest artists of all time, I think, from a production value standpoint, and then him as a producer.
Bro.
As a rapper, he's kind of trash. Like a rapper, like there's so many times where I've listened to a Kanye line where I go, remove Kanye and put that lyric on G-Eazy, and how do you feel about it? Like, it's trash, right? We give him the pass because he's Kanye. And there's so many lines like that. Now, he does not, and that's not to say that he doesn't have lines that are great, but there are some lines of him that are so corny that you're like, okay, really?
But the production insane,
value, and he's changed it, right? The whole sampling things and doing that stuff, like you can't ever take that away from him. And he's got, I don't know, bro, 2 of his albums might be top 10 greatest hip hop albums of all time, top 20. Like, this guy's probably has 2 of them. Like, so, and that's a mixture of everything. Is the production value. It's his lyrics. It's the people he's featured. It's all this stuff, man. Like, yeah, I hate to see like the last sort of memories we're gonna have of Kanye is this whole shit. Unless he completely turns it around later in life, what we're gonna remember is like, yo, that's the dude that stalked Kim K, like, and was fucking with Pete Davidson online. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
or worse yet, right? If something takes a turn for the worse, and then he does something stupid.
Yeah.
And that's where you go, like, man, like I don't ever want to remember that. I've seen, and you have as well, plenty of artists in our lifetimes that have ended their lives early, because of mental illnesses. And I would just hate to see that happen to him, or to see him like go to jail for doing something stupid. You know what I mean? So
because it's not funny anymore, like you said. Like, and now I go like, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's Kanye's off the rock." I'm we gotta stop giving him like these excuses, bro. It's like, that's fine, and you cope with it how you need to create the art. But then like the people, there's got to be some accountability, man, for even the people around him, bro. Like, don't enable this guy, man. Like, he's making a music video where he's killing this guy, and nobody goes, "Yo, man, like,
yeah, stop it."
Stop, bro. Like, don't release that.
Yeah, don't release that.
Yeah, like, and I get, bro, if it was satirical and he hits up Pete, like, yo, man, we're actually cool, bro. I don't give a fuck. I just think this is funny. Like, I would get it. But like, to your point, like, this is, even like the Trevor Noah shit. It's like, at what point do we go, all right, this shit ain't cute anymore? Like, this is getting a little too serious for my liking. Like,
and there's things like around like journaling and things that you can do to kind of like get it out. And so it's like, you want to make the music video, like, just like do it, but do it for yourself.
Yeah, maybe you just do it for yourself.
Just to sort of get it, to get out your anger or to get out your frustrations, but don't release it.
And Pete Davidson is somebody who suffers from really bad
that's right,
like mental health issues, and he's like, like he is funny, man, because he sort of trolls them. And then if you see the rest of the thread, I don't know if you've seen like the text messages.
No,
so Kanye shows. Actually, I think Pete Davidson released the thread of like what he sent. But then sort of like you could tell. You ever say some shit so mean that then you try to walk it back like, fuck, man, that was an asshole thing. Yeah. Maybe I went too far. Like, and then you see him going like, bro, in all seriousness, like, I'm here. Like, and like initially he's like, yo, you want the smoke? Come get it. And then Kanye's like, nah, come to Sunday service kind of thing. So I think in that sense, Pete's like releasing that, going like, bro, like I told him exactly where I was, like, come get me. Like, you want to fight? Like, if that's what you want, bro, like, come get me. Kanye sort of diffused that, and then Pete starts replying with the like, bro, like, I've been there, I've done that, like, I got help, like, let me help you, like, the shit isn't funny, like, it's all this stuff. And so like, like in some ways I was so mad when Pete didn't engage. I was almost madder when he sort of gave him the excuse, like, let me help you. I'm like, nah, bro.
That's your petty side.
Yeah, that's my petty side. My petty side was like, push him over the edge. Like, let me get a shot at Kanye and some trolling shit, bro. I'm gonna go ham.
How we doing on time, bro?
Man, well, we hour 11 in, man.
What you got, man? What you got?
I don't know. Let me see if I got anything else that we gotta talk about, bro. Actually, on this week's episode of Florida being Florida going Florida.
Hit me with it.
You seen they arrested a bunch of dudes here because they were installing these devices on gas pumps. You seen that shit, bro? And then the gas was coming up like pennies for a gallon, like pennies.
I didn't read the article, so tell me.
So they basically put in like some software in the pumps that was essentially reading the like flow of it incorrectly, and like what it would charge you. So you were almost getting gas for free. It was literally costing people like cents to fill up their whole tank.
Oh, so they didn't do it just for themselves?
No, they did it for everybody. Oh, fucking gas. That's why I said, yo, these guys, this shit is lit.
They're heroes.
They're heroes, bro.
But you know what? It was probably some fucking mom pop gas station that probably got screwed.
I wonder. I gotta go look. Hopefully not, bro. They probably.
I would imagine so, bro. I would imagine it's probably some fucking. No, you know what? I didn't read. No, it wasn't. There was another article that I read.
It was, bro. I think it was legit, like big time.
Like fucking station. Like a mobile station or something like that. Yeah. I did read a similar article where the person was, and this was added at like a mom pop gas station. They were coming in with a van, and the van had a trap door, so they would like park over the area where I guess you had access to the gasoline. Mm-hmm. I guess we know where the gas trucks come in and actually fill it.
Okay.
And there would be a trap door, and it would park there, and somebody would open a trap door and then like essentially pump the gas out of it.
Oh, they would siphon like the gas out of it.
Yeah, but it wasn't like, it was like they had to have a pump.
So stealing gas, basically.
Stealing gas.
It's kind of clever.
Yeah.
Trapdoor, this stuff. People's ingenuity when it comes to breaking the law, you'd be like, bro, put that energy towards something positive. Bro, imagine what you could do.
When shit gets expensive, bro.
We get real creative, bro.
Yep.
I mean, you seen dudes building tunnels and all kinds of shit. We will figure it out, bro.
Not for nothing, man. Speaking of gas prices, man, they've been coming down. They were in the 4s. Like, remember last week I was on you about predicting fucking high gas prices. But this week, man, well, on my way over here, I was below 3. Oh, sorry, below 4.
Below 4. All right. Is that for premium or the base?
Base.
So premium is like low 4s?
You know what? I never get premium, so I don't know. I don't pay attention.
I never knew what it cost per gallon,
$3.95,
bro. I'm trying to think. I never knew what it cost per gallon. I do know by the time I swapped out my car, I was like low 80s for a tank, and then I think that week I had to fill it up. I did 40 before I like swapped it out. The 40 didn't give me half a tank, bro. So it would have been like at $100,
like almost $100.
Yeah, but this was at the time where it was like 5 something, and I had to do premium. So I think the premium was like $5.49 or some shit like that. Bro. Yeah, at that time.
Dude, back in the day, it was only like a 10-cent difference between regular and
now
mid and huge, what is it now? Is it?
It's like 50, 60 cents, bro. Wow. The difference, yeah, because it used to be like 10 cents per. So it was like 87 bullshit, and then 10 cents to 89 and then 10 more cents to 91. So you'd see like a 20 cent difference. Bro, I've seen cases where there's like a 60, 70 cent difference between the cheapest and the most expensive. Yeah. So, which, in that case, bro, you're talking like $15, $20 more per tank, depending on the size of your tank. Like it's big, man. I was like, shit, dude.
Yeah, and this gas shit, man. I mean, I know both the government and the gas companies are blaming it on Russia. It's fucking bullshit, man. Bro. The gas prices have been going up steadily over the entire like 2021, and then when the Russia thing started, I think that they're just using this as a method to recoup what they lost over COVID.
Yeah, bro. You're boosting corporate profits. Like this is like, and it's a perfect industry to do it in because, like you said, everybody blames sort of politicians or like geopolitical affairs or whatever it is. Like it's the perfect thing. You just go, yeah, bro. There's a war in Russia. Raise it. Let that sort of narrative like take off. Yeah. People ain't paying attention. We do it for a month. We drop it back down. But guess what? In that month, we just went up 30% or whatever what we were expecting.
And if y'all don't believe me, man, go do the research on the stock prices of all these oil companies. Go look at their net profits, over the last year. Like they're paying out dividends on their stocks and stuff like that. Like it's fucking great.
Yeah, it's never the president. Like I think people get caught up in this whole like the it's unfortunate, right? Because it happens to be the face of everything right now, it's never like I went down that rabbit hole too, and it's literally like, oh no, it's just literally a company deciding to change the prices because they can. Like it has nothing to do with the Russia or anything else. Because again, we're the biggest oil exporter in the world. So if anybody can get the cheapest gas, it should be here. Should be us. Although it is free, right? In like Bahrain or one of these places, like
is it really?
There's one of these countries, bro, where they have so much oil that it's free. I'm pretty sure, bro. Iraq or one
just
of them,
come
bro.
Get it.
Yeah, they're like, just come fill up, like in their gas pump. I don't know, one of these Saudi money or Arab money places like has like
that's
free
better
gas.
than electric.
It sure is, bro. I still got to pay for that. Elon, charge my shit with the sun, bro. It was good. I'm waiting for that, bro. The one that charges with like sun or like
it's coming, man.
Or the road, bro. At what point do you have like your tire material made out of something in the road?
Oh,
like,
didn't I talk about that a few weeks ago, man? They're gonna have like they're making sections. I want to say it's in like Detroit or in Michigan somewhere. I want to say Detroit, where they're making like sections of the highways where when you drive over it, it'll charge your vehicle.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Bro, Michigan's one of those places. I remember I pulled out of this rental car place in Detroit, and the lady goes, and I go, "Yo, can I get like an e-pass or something like that, right? Like for the rental car?" And she goes, "Oh no, we don't have toll roads in Michigan at all."
Oh, is that right?
And I was like, "Really?" And she goes like, "Nah." And then like I went like 2 blocks, and I was like, "Y'all should." Bro, this shit was littered with potholes, bro. I thought I was in Puerto Rico, bro. You ever been on a highway? And you hit a crater? I was like, what the fuck? On the highway, bro? I was like, y'all should have toll roads. I was like, but none. Yeah, fun fact, bro. Random action.
All right, man. On that, tell them where they can find us.
Hey, man, if you are not already following us, hit us up at the Carpet Football Podcast on IG, on Facebook, on YouTube, man. Make sure you go to that YouTube, subscribe, like, turn on your little notifications, and then every single podcast platform. I think I sent you a screenshot. I searched it in my car, and it's the app that it uses is TuneIn for podcasts. It's like native to the car, and we popped up on there. So yeah, if you have TuneIn or Stitcher or Ghana or Amazon Music or Spotify, all the big ones, man, then hit us up on there. Follow.
Awesome. And as always, people, we appreciate you, and we will see you next week.
See you next week.
Peace.
Peace.